Like, what was it like having a famous parent? Like seeing them get recognized and seeing people take ownership of a moment that you were having with them, and then you losing that moment. Both of you had that experience.
I hated it. I mean, I'll go first, but it drove me crazy. Like, I remember as a kid sitting at dinner tables and stuff and people coming up, and just, being disrespectful at some points. But even when they weren't, I just felt anger. I was like, get the fuck away, man. I mean, it was a real visceral sort of feeling for me. So it was interesting. And then, of course, through therapy and all the crazy shit, I think you feel like these people are taking a piece of your parents in a way. They're taking their attention away from you. And there's so much of it going on that it's just, these people just drove me nuts.
See, I've seen both sides of it, and now I understand why Oliver's such a dick when people come up to him at dinners. I grew up, again, mine's on a smaller level. My mom was Goldie Hawn. I wasn't sitting at a table with Kurt Russell. I was there with Jack Buck, who was the voice of sports in St. Louis and did a lot of national stuff. But my example comes from St. Louis. But anywhere we went, he was like the master of ceremonies. Even in a restaurant, when we're all sitting around, the four of us, is my mom, dad, my sister, and me, and he would pull a chair up. It wasn't like, oh, hey, I'll talk to you in a minute. We're having dinner here. It was like, sit up, pull up a chair. Tell me you're from Paducah, Kentucky. I knew a guy named Phil there once. Do you know Phil? And that's how I grew up. But for as annoying as that was as a kid, or I didn't really understand it, I never saw any different from him. It wasn't like he was just having a great day. That's how he was every time. And then I saw when he passed away in 2002, the outpouring of love and the 24, 48 hours on the big radio station here, people just calling in and telling stories about how he touched their lives. And then people actually stopping along the interstate as the funeral procession made its way out to Jefferson Barracks, where he was to be buried, out of a jam-packed church, and people saluting. I've seen both sides of it. So you see all that goes into the category of annoyance. And then you see the outpouring of love, and hopefully for Ollie, that's 30 years from now, but you'll see the other side of it. And it's
But I mean, obviously now
there's a real connection that people have, albeit sometimes misguided, and they really don't know that person, but they've made a dent. And in this world, making a real connection and a dent in somebody's life in a good way is beautiful. As
a kid, though, it's you don't have the cognition to fully understand what is going on. It's like with my kids, Bert. Like, I actually say to them sometimes. I've asked them. I said, do you guys get pissed off? When people come up to me and ask for pictures and stuff, does that make you annoyed or anything like that? Because my parents never asked me that, and I was curious. And they're like, no, they're all good with it.
Yeah, my kids.
So I don't know how your kids handle it. Do they hate it?
They think that I turn it on, that like people recognize me. And then Bill Burr actually told me this one time. He goes, stop matching their energy. We were at a XFL game, and he goes, every time you get recognized, you take it up a level. You go, hey, what's up? And he's like, now all of a sudden it's this fevered pitch. And what was happening is they weren't recognizing Bill at first, because he's very like he just got the hat on, the hoodie on. And they'd match Bill. By the time they'd recognize Bill, it would be like, holy fucking shit, it's Bill Burr.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm the same way. I think that comes from being a pleaser. So, and the bad thing is you get worn out pleasing everybody else. And then you get home and you're exhausted, or your wife says something to it and you're like, leave me alone, or I heard you, or whatever. It's like, why are you nicer? This is my inner dialogue. Why am I nicer to, the guy that comes up and goes, hey, why do you hate the Packers? Ha, ha, ha. And then we start talking about the Packers, and I'm matching the same intensity.
Why do you hate the Packers?
Why would I hate the Packers? I don't hate the fucking Packers. I don't hate any team.
You do hate the Packers.
I do not. Why?
I just want to get that shit going to like make it even worse.
Oh, it just drives me crazy. It's like, of all the teams, that's the one I don't really get. But But yeah, I'm the same way, Bert. I mean, I somebody comes up and I want them to walk away going, that's the nicest guy I've ever met in my life. And it's probably not the right way to go about it.